Hello, guys. Welcome to your reading. So I just pulled the Five of Cups in reverse, and it seems like some of us here are kind of like trying to let go of some feelings. Maybe we're still like either some of us are trying to let go some past traumas, or letting go of past life that no longer, not past life. Well, I guess it's a past life, like your old home. Sometimes I tell myself I want to go back and see everyone, but I know the truth is I'm not going to be the same person when I come back. Of course, I might visit them one day, just not anytime soon. And some of us with the bridge here, we're stuck in between phases. We're still working on dropping that what no longer serves us. You see, we got 3 cups here, pouring out, releasing this unwanted energy. But yet there's our mind still kind of hanging on to this emotional baggage. And with the man cloaked here, we're kind of like left in the darkness of trying to figure out how to let go of this. Again, like if some of us here might need to distance ourselves from a old life, take a break from it, or actually leave for good, try to reflect on what matters most to you. I know I've did that. Okay. So this could be a possibility. Some of us here might be going through a Kundalini awakening, or spontaneous Kundalini awakening, or Shaktipat. I know before I left on my journey, I had that, and my whole life started falling apart. Again, like letting go of emotional baggage, but then at the same time, I'm still getting those little loop thoughts. It's like when this Kundalini rises, energy can feel really intense, and especially those thoughts, but it might seem like you're regressing, but if you're doing the inner work and you're practicing a proper diet, and you're not taking it out on anyone, you're on the right path. It's just these things take time. I'm 9 months into it, and I definitely feel like a different person now than I was 9 months ago. And then there's like this higher presence guiding you. But for some people here, it's not maybe anything to do with that. Maybe this has to do with, we leave behind something so we can create new relationships in our life. Some of us here might be, looking for love, or perhaps a partner that they can trust with their future endeavors. But we got to remember this, like a lot of this that we're going through is like, it's like climbing a mountain. It seems really tough at first. It feels uncertain of when we're going to get to the top of it. But once you reach the top, then everything's just going to roll down, going to have that momentum. Again, with this Kundalini here, we're burning away all that old past stuff, and we got this energy, or this higher self, guiding us. It might take like a year or two. That's why I heard about these like Shaktipat, or spontaneous Kundalini awakenings. And this could possibly be, a soulmate connection, or union real soon with the self. Yeah, see, with the key to union with yourself, you see the Empress here. She is that Shakti energy. She's that feminine energy, that courses through you. And then, again, once we let go of that emotional baggage, our creative energy will start rising within us. We'll start to let go of those attachments, you know. We're going to start seeing fruits of our labor, you know, with this river flowing through, and then these trees, you know. Some of us here are growing, you know, you're doing that inner work, you're growing. It may not seem that way just because you still have this residue. But again, you know, like, the key is in your heart, you know, heart chakra right here. And that feminine symbol, you know, that's what's going to elevate you, you know. Cultivate that sexual energy, you know. I mean, some of us here, if you're not going through a Kundalini experience or anything like that, maybe this is a time to start using your creative energy, you know. Start maybe learning like a new skill. Like, some of us here might be interested in doing arts and go after it. Possibly content creating or creating a new recipe. You know, let's try to think outside the box here. Now, what do you feel right now that you should be doing, or what you want to do, and what's holding you back? I highly recommend, even if you're not going through a Kundalini awakening, anything like that, still start doing some heart coherence exercises. Or when you meditate, focus on your heart center. I know that's been helping me out a lot for getting clarity of what I need to do next. I know on my other channel, I'm probably planning on getting back into 3D modeling to show my skills to the world, you know, show the people who I am. And some of us here might need to start a YouTube channel to show yourself, you know. Yeah, see, with the Two of Wands, you have that knowledge, you know, you got the world in your hands, you know. I don't know if you're like me, but I see a lot of things in bird's eye view more than I see in, like, right in front of me, which is I should be doing, but I can't help, like, feeling that, you know, God presence or God connection, you know, seeing things that way. But some of us here, you know, we have this knowledge, we have the world in our hands. Like, whatever you're trying to do or seek out, you know, you got this. It's just some of us here might be need to let go of that emotional baggage, like I was talking about in the Five of Cups. And some of us here might need to be doing some meditation to help let that the serpent's power or Kundalini rise. And some of us here might need to be creating those connections with the Lover's card. I mean, I was also talking about Kundalini when I was referring to Kundalini with the Lover's card, but also with people who have not had the Kundalini. They might need to be starting creating these connections to help them to have this, have the universe in their hands, you know. We can't do everything by ourselves. That's why I learned about my journey around the U.S. is that life's always going to have your back, but the question is, are you willing to accept it? You know, like, again, this man here, you know, he's accepting that gift. The world is a gift to us. You know, it's something special. I mean, while it is suffering, but it's also serene and beautiful. And eventually you'll get to the top of that mountain, like this man. I wouldn't say he's on the mountain, but he's on an infrastructure. But that's because he already built that foundation on top of that mountain once he finally climbed it. And now he has the universe in his hand. Yep. Well, you know, like I said, on this path, you're being guided. You see the light right there. I mean, you got like the higher self, you know, waiting on you to follow that path to the top of that mountain. And then you got that angel here guiding you. And then there's that orange triangle. Of course, it's pointing upwards, which is more masculine, which just means maybe be more present and more surface level when these opportunities arise. And that sacral chakra, I mean, that's creative energy. That's a creative outsource, you know. What I was talking about earlier with the Empress. And this angel here, it's going to help you create balance, but you just got to trust its guidance, the guidance towards yourself. Again, use that meditation, you know, practice that heart coherence, or focus on the heart center, you know. Wherever you're working on, I know we have distractions and obstacles in our way, but it's all going to come to pass. It's just question is, are you going to take that leap of faith and make changes in your life so you can be on that path that you really desire and want. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Also, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel to watch more of it. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye for now.